Hi and welcome to another Rider Pilates session where we're going to be using a resistance band to help develop your posture and your contact. Such key areas for whatever aspect of riding you are doing. It doesn't matter if you don't have anything fancy as a resistance band. You can use an old pair of tights, you can use a bungee strap, provided whatever you use is going to be safe and not cause you any injury if you let go of one end. So let's get started. First of all, just checking in with your posture. You always want to be starting from your optimal posture. That way you're going to get the most out of those exercises and be reinforcing good movement habits. So making sure you've got equal weight in your feet, that nice elastic spine, drawing you up tall towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside like me. Making sure you're open through your shoulders and soft and relaxed down through into your fingertips. Remember, yes, we're working on strength for all of these exercises, but we don't want tension. Tension really blocks any of that movement we want to create with our horse. Let's make sure there's no tension in your shoulders, so some nice big rolls up, back and down. This is always really good to do, say if you are exercising straight after work, any tension if you've just got out the car, but also really good to do before you ride. Again, particularly I think if you have just driven to a venue for a lesson or for a competition, get rid of any tension from driving. Okie doke. Then let's bring your hands together, turn your hands over, push them forward so you're lengthening those muscles between your shoulder blades and your spine, and then reach upwards, look up at your hands so you're lengthening through your sides, and then bring your hands back down, and again reach forward, stretch and lengthen, reach up. If you need to have a good big yawn, go for it. Come back down, and then we're going to do one more. So you're going to stretch forwards, lengthen, reach up and lengthen through your sides. Remember, when I say lengthen, we're not making those tissues longer, we're just taking them through their full available length. Okay, let's get going with your band. I've got a nice red one, hopefully it should show up really well, but go with whatever strength, whatever resistance feels right for you. Just a word of warning, if you're new to the whole resistance band thing, don't go by the colour scheme. It used to all be the same colour scheme across all the different makes. Now it's every single manufacturer seems to have a different colour scheme, so make sure you go for the resistance, not the colour. Okay, so we're going to start with your upper limb series. Have a reasonable amount of tension on your band, so a little bit, if your band is similar length to mine, you want to have a little bit hanging off the ends. Shoulder blades gently back and down so they're not up around your ears, and we're just going to start by gently pulling your band apart. Now if you want to make this harder, you can have a go on one leg. This doesn't just make your balance more challenging, it really works the muscles around your trunk a whole load more because you're having to avoid doing this, so it makes your trunk muscles a whole load harder, but some of those trunk muscles also attach onto around your shoulder, so they're having to work doubly hard. Okay, let's swap and go onto the other leg if you're doing this on one leg. I love doing one leg stuff. It really annoys some of my clients just how much we do on one leg, but it's just so good for the balance and also for that coordination of making the trunk muscles work that much harder. Okay, then I'd like you to give yourself quite a bit more band, so I'm going to go right to the end of mine, and we're now going to go up, and then bring the arms up to the side, so they're about 90 degrees at the shoulders. Come back down, elbows in, and then to the front, so we're going out and up, down and in. Again, I'm going to go onto one leg, but you don't have to do this. As you're going up, I want to be really strict that you're not coming forwards. I'll just show you from the side. It wants to be from the shoulders, not coming forwards through your tummy and through your ribs. And that's important when you're in the saddle because you want your movement to be, yes, flowing with the horse, but you want it to be so excessive that you lose all your momentum forwards and out. That's not going to help you with your stability and your security in the saddle. You want that to be contained and not excessive. Okay, let's swap onto the other leg if you're doing this on one leg. So again, out and up, down and in, or in, down. No? Down and in, yes. Too early in the morning to be thinking of which order. Okay, let's do a couple more this way, looking for that smooth movement. And again, with all these exercises, I think I say this every time, we're looking for smooth, controlled, flowing movements. That's exactly what you want to have on the horse. It's what you want to be practicing out of the horse as well. Okay, we're next going to do this one with one end of your band under one foot to make sure it is secure. You want the other end in your opposite hand. Then you're going to turn that hand, thumb inwards, facing into your groin. That's where your hip is, on the side where the band is under your foot. This sounds complicated, bear with me, it'll be fine once you get going. Again, you can do this on 2 feet, or you can go onto 1 foot. We're going to call this the night fever move because you're going to take your arm up and out, and down and in. So the thumb starts turned inwards, the thumb finishes up, out and outwards. If you're not comfortable going all the way to the top, go to the side, or you can go to about 45 degrees. For now, with these first few repetitions, we're just once again focusing on the shoulder. Ribs are sinking down, so we're not losing that movement through here. We're thinking this bit's staying nice and steady and still. We're just moving through the arm. We're going to do one more like this. We're going to then make it a little bit harder. So we're going to go up into that end position, then turn through the body to that side, face the front and down. And you can do this whichever position your arm is in, it's the same. So up and out, keep the thumb up, turn, turn and down. You won't do hundreds of these because these are really quite hard to do. Okay, let's do one more this way. Super job. Okay, then gently, without pinging yourself in the face, swap around. So you've got your other end under the other foot, top end is back in the hand but the opposite hand. Thumb turned inwards into that groin above the foot that you're standing on. Again, if you want to go on one leg, give it a go. So once again, we're going up and out, down and in. Keep the other arm relaxed. So I was getting a little bit of tension there in my arm. Again, if you want to, you can go to the side, go to 45 degrees. It doesn't matter as long as those ribs are sinking downwards. Okay, last one like this. Then we're going to add in that turn. So you're going up and out, into that turn, back to the front and down. So up and out, into that turn, coming down. So really making sure that your ribs are sinking down all the way through the turn. Oops, try not to fall over. 2 more this way. Up, into the turn, down. 1 more. Up, turn, turn and down. Great job. Okay, we're going to swap back to the foot and hand combination that you had on the previous side, the previous first version of that exercise even. Okay, so again, you can do this on both feet, but if you want that extra challenge, give it a go on the one leg. This time you're starting, again, band in the opposite hand, and it's in a position basically as if you were kind of holding your reins. Keep your shoulders back and down so you open across the front of your chest, push the arm forwards, come back, and then take the arm behind you. Back to your starting point, push forwards, neutral, behind you, neutral. I will go from the side because, again, one of your main focuses here is keeping this bit of you still. So this movement is coming through your shoulder. Think of your give and retake of the reins movement. The judge in that movement is wanting you to be able to to check that your horse isn't leaning on you, but they also don't want to see you having to collapse forwards in order to do it. They want to see you staying nice and still and controlled through your body, and you are literally just giving with your hand, giving with your arm to give away that contact. Again, what we're seeing there is that real independent seat, independent contact. If you are having to collapse forwards in order to give that contact away, then you don't have independence of seat and independence of contact. Okay, let's swap and go the other way. So again, you'll start up, one end under 1 foot, other end in the opposite hand. If you can do this on one leg, give it a go. It doesn't matter if you can't, it's just something you can progress onto. So the front view, forwards, neutral, behind you, neutral. Moving from the shoulder, keeping everything else nice and still. Let's go from the side so you can see nicely. So again, we're keeping your ribs down so as you go, not getting this happening. So you can see by keeping ribs still, keeping everything else nice and still, there's nothing, I'm not moving through my low back and pelvis. That is able to keep, whoops, wobbling around on my not very flat lawn. That means you're keeping nice and stable right from your seat, right up through the whole of your spine, through into your neck, and you really are truly independent in your contact as you're doing this. And it is also, at the same time, of course, a great postural exercise because you're having to keep working hard to keep your posture nice and stable. even though the arm is on the go. I think we've probably done enough of those. Whoops, definitely starting to get a little bit tired. Okie doke. So now you want to have both ends of your band in your hands. Again, you can do this on one leg or you can do it on two, it's fine. Go for whichever one works best for you. I'm going to go on one leg to show you the hardest version if that's what you want to do. Hands up above your head, and we're going to start by taking one arm down to the side and back up, and the other arm down and back up. Try to keep the arm that is still, absolutely still, so it's not moving, so we're not getting this effect. That's exaggerated, but you know what I mean. And try to keep your ribs sinking down so we're not getting this going on. So again, what we're looking for here is that precision of movement. You can keep one arm still, even though it's being pulled that way, keeping it really still. Okay, then let's swap and have a go on the other arm, other leg even. So we're looking for that control. So the arm that's pulling down has to avoid being pinged back up again. So you're having to work both arms completely differently. Keeping your posture, keeping your balance. Okay, let's just make one quick change before you lose all circulation in your arms. You're now going to come down in front and back up and down in front and back. And I appreciate you may not be able to get your arm all the way down. Don't worry. I'm just showing you the best that I can so that you can have a good example of what you're aiming for. But if you can't get this far, don't panic. Let's go on to the other leg. So I appreciate you may well be finding that some of the circulation is going. So the same rules apply. The still hand stays completely still. The hand that's on the move is really watching you don't get pinged back up again. And you're keeping your posture nice and set. Last one. Okay, bring your arms back down again. Whew, give them a shake. Get a bit of blood flow back into your hands. Okay, we're going to move on to some lunges. Again, with this one, make them as big or as small as you need to. You have to be a bit careful. The grass, as always, here is a bit wet when you live in one of the wettest parts of the country. It's not surprising. So a little bit of tension on your hands, on your band. I want you more than anything though to be focusing on keeping your hands level and still. So the band is there to give you feedback as much as anything else. So you're going to go forwards, into a lunge, come back up. Forwards, into a lunge, come back up. So my hands, hopefully, are staying pretty level and pretty still. That little bit of tension on my band is not only helping me to work some of those good shoulder stabilisers, but it's helping to give me that feedback that my hands aren't coming in towards each other. They're not going like this. The band, it gives me visual feedback out of the bottom of my eyes, but it gives me that little bit of physical, proprioceptive feedback, proprioception being your body's awareness of where it is in space. So I've got visual feedback because of the colour, proprioceptive feedback because I can feel that little bit of tension helping me to get my hands really level. Let's do one more. Okay, then. Okay, I'd like you to have your feet a little wide apart. Doesn't have to be particularly far. Go down to a little bit of a squat position, and then you're literally just going to lunge from side to side, if you like. So you're going from, it's not like a full lunge, almost like a side-to-side squat. I think some people call this skiers, all sorts of different names. But again, you're keeping your hands completely still, and you're getting that awareness through the bottom of your visual field and what you can feel. Shoulders are level, headlights are level as you go, so you're not tipping. Everything is staying completely level and still. Your contact is not changing no matter what you are doing. Also keeping your shoulders over your headlights so you're not tipping forwards. Couple more. Lovely. Okay, pop your band onto the floor. Give the arms a bit of a shake. A little walk on the spot. Just get everything to relax. Okay, then we're going to just do a little bit of marching, just to let your body move nice and freely without thinking about that resistance. Still thinking about your rib position though, so watching, having worked hard to keep the ribs sinking down, still keep them sinking down, even though it's a nice, easy, relaxing movement. Okay, then keep your arms by your sides, feet approximately hip width apart, soften through your knees, take your hands forwards, over to one side, back up to the top, forwards, over to the side, back up to the top. So keeping really nice, loose, floppy. Everything's just winding down and relaxing. Because you've actually worked really quite hard in that session. Let's do one more. Okay. And then just rest with your hands by your sides, equal weight in your feet, relaxing through your shoulders, making sure you're nice and open across the front of your chest. That feeling of elastic gently stretching you upwards. And we are going to finish there. Well done. If you've done all of those, great job. These are definitely exercises you can pick and choose if there's one or two now you find really hard. Provided you've got basic level of warm-up, you can practice these on a regular basis if it's going to help you really improve that postural strength, that stability through your control. So really go for it. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Please spread the word. It's always great seeing more people joining this mission of mine to get everyone just a bit stronger through their bodies all around the world. So thank you again, and I will see you very soon.